Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm so excited to be finally able to provide more content for you guys. I know that me doing only 1-minute videos isn't really a lot to actually provide more details and actually provide proof as well. And I've gotten so many requests to do YouTube, so here I am. You guys probably recognize me from my TikTok, Bella Abroad, but I just want to mention before I get started with the video, because I don't want to do a super long intro. I know how it gets. Before I get on with telling you guys how I got stalked in Japan, I just want to mention that I actually let my followers choose which type of videos I film. So if you want to be a part of those polls, please be sure to follow @TheBellaAbroad so that you can take a part of these polls and choose which videos I'll be uploading next. Okay guys, we're gonna get on with the video, so grab your snacks, grab your tea, and sit back and just relax and enjoy my lovely Japan stories. So for those of you who do not know, I was a Japanese high school exchange student back in 2017, which is around 3 years ago, and I applied for the year-long program. During that time, I actually lived in Kobe, Japan, which is, I guess, closest to Osaka, because not a lot of people know Japan's demographic anyways. I honestly think that Kobe is highly underrated in Japan. It is such a beautiful city. I would honestly love to live in Kobe, but that's where I was placed when I went to Japan. So this day I actually went with my friends from school. We've been planning this trip for a really long time. If you don't really know what Kobe is, they're really known for their markets and Kobe beef and all that stuff. Their Kobe beef is the bomb. If you ever get a chance to go to Japan, I highly recommend it. But we were all just girls, you know, we did purikara, we took a lot of pictures together. I even have pictures of this day as well. Video. Minna kawaii. So how this actually happened was me and my friends were actually getting snacks, and we walked down the marketplace and I see this ice cream place. It's a Turkish ice cream place in Kobe, and I noticed a guy there, and my ex in high school was Turkish, so I was kind of studying a little bit of Arabic at the time, and I was like, "Salam alaikum." And he's like, "Oh, salam alaikum." He's like, "How'd you know Arabic?" And I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I don't really know too much." And so then I started speaking to my friends in Japanese, and he's like, "Well, why are you speaking Japanese?" And I'm like, "Because we're in Japan." After that incident, nothing really happened. We went to the Ferris wheel in Kobe, and we just had a kind of a grand time. And this is when things started getting a little weird. Let me tell you. So we're done with the Ferris wheel, and we're getting out of the Ferris wheel. And I noticed that we're walking back, and I noticed that he's gone. Yes, I mean like closed. Like he shut down his whole entire ice cream shop to look for me, I guess. I'm not even kidding. Like there was no one there was no one serving anything. He just shut it down and he was gone. I couldn't find him. So me and my friends ended up going down to the seaside of Kobe, and we started taking pictures. And I noticed that he sits right next to me, but he doesn't say anything. And my friends are like, we don't really think anything of it. And then he starts trying to talk to me in English. And my friend's like, "Oh my gosh, like what's going on?" And I'm like saying in Japanese, like, "I don't know what's going on." Like, I was like kind of weird. And they're like, "Yeah, we can kind of see that." And the guy's like super creepy. He's like, "Can I get your line?" But for those of you who do not know what Line is actually an app that a lot of Japanese people use. It is basically like Japan's biggest social media platform. It's kind of like an American Snapchat. If you actually live in Japan, chances are you have a Line. That's how popular Line is. So when he asked for my line, it's basically like asking for my phone number. And guys, I gave him my line because I just wanted to get out of the awkward situation. I'm sure you guys have been there when you didn't really want to give out like something private information, you know, your social media or whatever, but you did it anyway so that once you got their information, you can just block them, right? That's what ended up happening with me too. But I ended up giving him my line, and he texted me. He's like, "You're so beautiful." Guys, keep in mind this guy was probably like late 20s and I was 16 years old. Then he starts texting me weird stuff. "You can be my wife. I want to have a family with you. When I see you, my heart just pounds. When I saw you, I knew you were the one. Like, super weird stuff, guys. Like, I was 16, keep in mind. He was an old man, okay? I even told him I was 16. I'm like, dude, I'm 16 years old. I'm in high school. Come on, some logic, okay? So yeah, so he starts texting me a bunch of weird stuff and I block him. I was like, this isn't gonna work out. Like, why is he telling me this stuff? I block him and I tell my friends and they all like laugh and you know, they thought it was cool because I was speaking English to him. And they also thought it was super cool that I was like, salam alaikum, right? But the stuff that happens next is so, you guys, you just would not believe, okay? So I'm starting to go shopping with my friends because we want to go to the mall in Kobe and we're shopping in Kobe. You guys, he brings 2 other men with him. So now there is 3 Middle Eastern men following us. And at first I was like, maybe they're just in the same place, like maybe it's not a big deal, let's just kind of go on with it. And every store we started going into, they were following us. And I started freaking out because I don't know how to tell my friends that we're getting followed. My friends started noticing that we actually are being followed and I was freaking out because you guys, my teacher when I lived in Japan was super nosy and I felt like I could, for some reason, it didn't really, like, I wasn't really breaking the rules. I was with my friends anyways, but like, I don't know, just super weird people getting in my business. I don't know, just me. And so I freaked out and I texted my boyfriend at the time and I was like, we're getting followed, and I was freaking out and I needed him to call my friends because I couldn't speak Japanese that well enough to tell my friends about the situation we were kind of in. These pictures, I took over 30 minutes trying to find these because I had so many texts with my ex-boyfriend that be thankful that I have these because I'm so glad I didn't delete any messages. He's gotten on my nerves so many times now that we're broken up that I've just been almost wanting to just delete everything. But I'm glad that I didn't because I know that it could have came in handy, so. If it was not for my Japanese boyfriend at the time, I would probably have cried because I was so stressed out in the situation. I did not know what to do. I was only 16 years old and I had these 3 grown men following me and I had to tell my mom about this story. Like, my mom knows about this story and like she kind of looks back at it and was like, she was very worried about me. She's glad I was very safe. I can maybe have her talk about her reaction or something. I don't want to say that. I was so scared, I did not know what to do. So when he called my friends, I was like, I love you. I was very much in my young love days with him. So yeah. So I put him on speaker, he talks to my friend, my friend's like, okay, I understand, like, let's go. And so we're like walking and we're like kind of like jogging really fast and we actually end up going into a woman's bathroom. So we were hiding in a woman's bathroom and we were about to call the cops because they are still stalking us. So now we are just sitting in the bathroom and I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, why are they still stalking us, you know? And like there was even one person waiting outside the bathroom waiting for us. And he asked me, even the guy, like he asked me what I was doing tonight and I was like, I'm not about to get kidnapped. Like, this is super sketchy. You know, the fact that he brought 2 other guys, that really freaked me out because I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. So we end up leaving and I actually ended up just like freaking out the whole time. We ended up, you know, leaving early because I just wasn't comfortable with the situation. I wanted to hang out with them even more, but like he ruined the vibe so much that I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, no, I do not want to be here anymore. Like, I don't want to like really hang out anymore. I just want to kind of go home and relax and just kind of not think about this day. So we ended up going home. Luckily, my friends never told my teacher or anything, so no one really knows about this. But this was the time that I got stalked in Japan. Now, it's not a super long story, but I do want to just kind of explain that, guys, like, that's the day that I really thought that I was gonna die. That was the day where I really thought that I almost got kidnapped because me and my friends would not have been able to take on 3 grown men at 16 years old. So yeah. Now, I highly recommend anyone going to Japan. This should not be a story where they're like, oh my gosh, Japan is so unsafe. Just be aware of your surroundings and know that Japan is very safe, but some people can make it a little more unsafe, and that's kind of what happened to me, especially with him. He just, for some reason, would not leave me alone, and the fact that he was like, why are you speaking Japanese? And I'm like, well, I'm with my friends and they're all Japanese. They do not know English at all. And I wanted to be able to talk to my friends. That's why I was speaking Japanese. So yeah, if you guys have any more suggestions on what future videos I should do, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'm super excited to actually finally start YouTube. Thank you guys for watching my very first YouTube video. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I would honestly be honored to have you as a subscriber. And honestly, I can't wait to produce more content for you guys and hopefully one day make this my full-time job. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram to decide what videos I'm going to post next. And I hope you guys have a great day.